Hello, this is Geoff Walker with In-Depth Studies. Today we're looking at 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verses 10 and 11. And the whole chapter, chapter 7 of 1 Corinthians, is all about marriage, divorce, and remarriage. So verses 10 and 11 say this: "To the married, I give this command, not I, but the Lord." Meaning, Apostle Paul is saying that this is something Jesus spoke to. A wife must not separate from her husband, but if she does, she must remain unmarried or else be reconciled to her husband. And a husband must not divorce his wife. So the idea is, if you're two professed believers, because Jesus spoke to the nation of Israel. Nation of Israel is an unbelieving picture of the people of God. And so that is professed believers in some sense. Here in 1 Corinthians 7, he says that, in effect, if two professed believers, they get divorced, that'd be for an unbiblical reason, they are only free to remarry each other. There is a divorce because it says that but if she does, she must remain unmarried. So there's no such thing as being still married in the eyes of the Lord. So if it's an unbiblical divorce, that is, we fell out of love, incompatibility, whatever, to professed believers, you're only free to remarry each other. So it's remarriage with a string attached. I should also point out that divorce is the same as separation. Those are just used synonymously. They mean the same thing. Where it says a wife must not separate from her husband, but if she does, she must remain unmarried. So the idea of separation means you're no longer married. It's not the common conception of separation in legal status that we have today, where separation means I'm still married, but I have no obligations to my spouse. That doesn't exist here. So separation is the same as divorce. Okay, so in this context, 1 Corinthians 7, 10, 11, in this context, if you're a professed believer, you have an unbiblical divorce, you're only free to remarry each other. You are no longer married, even though it was a sinful divorce, but you're only free to remarry each other. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.